Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson.
I'm Monica Height.
And I'm Chelsea Duff.
Ack, 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 ack.
Incredible.
Do you guys get that? You guys got that, right?
You get it? I got it.
I love
understood.
all of you. I want to be friends.
I come in
no
peace.
secret coded message here of violence. Yeah.
And this week we're doing Mars Attack.
That was brilliant.
Did you wonder why that was happening? That was why that was happening.
That's the
Actually,
language
yeah,
of the Martians,
really.
in case you didn't know. Embarrassing for you.
Banger opening, Sydney.
Here's the thing. Instead of practicing my transatlantic accent, I have just been walking around the house.
Can do an accent, but it's
going,
Martian.
Yeah. My poor animals have been over me all day long.
They're loving it,
they
actually.
love
I think. Yeah, I think they're really digging
Pickle
it.
came to the calling.
Pickle just
He
came
knew.
when called. Yeah, I mean, look, you said ack. Pickle came running.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a
Pickle's
lot of
picking up.
sense.
Okay, so Mars Attacks is it's a Tim Burton like kind of flop a little bit.
Oh,
little bit
really?
Yeah, this was a Tim Burton flop. It made money, but like not in the States, and everybody was like,
Interesting.
"What is this?"
They have no taste, it seems.
It's
That's
a
so sad
masterpiece.
to
That's
hear.
what it is.
It's a goddamn masterpiece.
Well, I think people were like, this doesn't give Tim Burton at all, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I see that. He doesn't go funny in quite this way usually. And Johnny Depp is nowhere to be seen, so everyone must have been so confused.
And there's a lot of color and brightness. Like, it's not dark, it's not gothic, it's not.
No one's gaunt. Not one person looked particularly gaunt, so that must have thrown them off.
I mean, the aliens look a little gaunt.
A little, but they're just
Sure,
a big brain on a skull, so that's part of it.
Big brain. All right. So if you, darling listener, haven't seen Mars Attack 1996, the tagline is honestly really good, and it's Earth is invaded by Martians with unbeatable weapons and a cruel sense of humor.
So good.
There's another like tagline, not just like their plot line, and it says, "Nice planet, we'll take it." And that's what's on the poster. So that's fun too.
I really like that.
Love on the poster that it's the Sarah Jessica Parker dog.
That is the most memorable part of the movie for me. That's really the main thing that got stored away in long-term memory.
I'm like,
same. That love affair really stuck with me between her and Pierce Brosnan.
How do I do that for Halloween? How do I be Sarah Jessica Parker head on Chihuahua body?
I bet you could figure it out, and it would be deeply upsetting.
Yeah, get like a little stuffed chihuahua and just like attach it under your chin, and then wear like a black morph suit on the bottom.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. That is so fucking funny. Oh my God. If you don't do that, I want to do that with Adam and just have Adam look exactly like he normally does, but wearing a black morph suit up until the top of his neck.
Yeah, and he could be Pierce Brosnan. Actually, that
exactly.
And he can just
hilarious.
have like a heart dangling somewhere
choker
behind him on like a little fishing line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be good. That would be really good. Wow, this is a brilliant idea.
Honestly, you and Adam can have that one because it is. I think of any
sounds labor intensive.
Of the three of us, I think you would be the one to like genuinely commit to it and pull it off flawlessly. Execution,
She'll
10
buy
out of 10.
another wig.
Wow.
And she would buy another wig.
Oh yeah, of course. Gotta grow the wig collection.
But Adam also
very important.
Gives big Pierce Brosnan vibes.
That is
Yeah, I
so
can see
nice of
that
you to
for him.
say about the boyfriend of the pod. That's great for all of us. If he's giving Pierce Brosnan. I've also been saying his name Pierce Brosnan my entire life. And I just figured it
Oh.
out like now because like I don't know, no one's ever corrected me. I don't think you can really tell if you're saying it real fast. And I do talk about him all the time, so I'm shocked no one's brought it up. But yeah, I'm
Well,
like it's very uncomfortable for me to say it correctly, but I'm making a real valiant effort
You're
here.
being
So
so brave.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, but also, Monica, another one of your besties is in this movie.
Your
Is
friend
Jack Nicholson my bestie?
Martin
Jack-
Short.
Your friend Martin
Oh,
Short.
Martin
Your friend
Short!
Martin Short.
Dude, Martin Short in this movie remind me of a person that I know in real life. And so this was a very jarring, I can't say who it is.
Oh, yeah, of
Text the
course
group,
you
text the
can't
group,
say.
text the
I
group.
cannot say, but it was I was like, oh God, this is sticking too close to home for me right now. But he was once a handsome youth. He's still handsome now, but like
Handsome youth.
he's like a cute little skis ball. Look at him, 1996.
I did mention before we started recording, I didn't get a chance to read too much through IMDb trivia, but I said I had a piece of trivia already in my head. I just discovered another one when I was glancing at the Wikipedia page, so I'll save that one for later. But one very important piece of trivia that has to do with Martin Short's performance in this movie is the scene where he brings sexy Lisa Marie Presley alien inside. Because he loves.
No, it's not Lisa.
Who is it?
Presley. I think it's Tim Burton's wife, Lisa Marie.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
Lisa Marie.
I saw
Yeah,
Lisa Marie, and I just went. I assume Presley. What?
I assume
There's
that
only
too.
one Lisa Marie in the world.
Yeah, she just goes by Lisa Marie. She doesn't even need a last name. But
Well, that
I guess she
explains why
does
Helena
because
Bonham
we're
Carter
confused.
isn't here either. Because he was still married to his
before.
first wife. Yeah, he's
It was
actually I don't know if
before,
she's number one. I don't know enough to really say what number she is. Anyway, Lisa Marie, not Presley, alien. She comes in and they have that exchange when he brings her into the Kennedy room of the White House and they're looking at each other through the fish tank. Very almost romantic, alluring. Came out just 1 month after 1996's Romeo and Juliet, where they also had the fish tank gaze through moment.
That was so Romeo and Juliet. They came out like right back to back. That's
back
so
to back,
crazy.
1 month apart.
That's so fucking funny. That's so funny. Wow. That is a weird fucking coincidence.
Right? Because it's obviously not in the original Romeo and Juliet text, so it's not like either movie. Well, maybe there is something that they're both referencing, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, this movie came out either right after Independence Day, another alien
Oh my
movie.
God.
No way. I was thinking about Independence Day the whole time. I was like, God, we gotta do Independence Day, except it's 2.5 hours long or something fucking egregious like that. It's so fucking long. It's like Oppenheimer length. And even I, a great lover of Independence Day, got super fucking bored in the middle of it last time. It's like there's only so much 90s Will Smith that I can even take that will get me excited still. You know what I mean? Like there is a limit.
Pullman.
I know, that's true. Thank God for President Bill Pullman. Thank God for President Jack Nicholson. Also, I've seen this movie at least 3 times now, maybe 4 times. I only this watch realized that the Vegas guy is also Jack Nicholson. I was watching it and I was like, that guy sounds exactly like Jack Nicholson. Who is that? He sounds exactly like Jack Nicholson.
The scene when he's like in the limo in the red Western outfit, I was like, is that also Jack Nicholson? But then I kept waiting for it to be plot relevant because I didn't remember the plot of this movie. I only remembered Sarah Jessica Parker head on Tiny Dog Body. And then it never was part of the film. And I was like, I thought for sure the president was going to get assassinated. They were going to swap him out at some point.
No, it's just a joke for us, the viewer at home. Because I recognized his voice immediately. And I was like, that's so weird. He sounds exactly like Jack Nicholson. And Adam was like, that is Jack Nicholson. And I was like, no, it's no.
Why would it be?
Yes, it is. And I was like, fuck. Well, of course it is. They would do something that fucking stupid. They would put a prosthetic nose on Jack Nicholson and have him play 2 different characters, one being the president in Mars Attacks of all movies. Like, come on. It makes sense, actually.
I think it was the it had to have been the 1997 Oscars. I think Billy Crystal like specifically called out Jack Nicholson about like forgetting about Mars Attacks. Like, don't you wish you could forget about Mars Attacks?
Oh, well, no.
Why
I
wouldn't
don't
he
wish
be
that.
proud of his work?
I would never wish that. This is
Apparently, this is one
hard.
IMDb trivia. He signed on for this movie because he had worked with Tim Burton before on Batman, and he wanted to work with him again. And I don't know at what point he agreed to do 2 roles, but he must have really been enthused, you'd imagine.
Tim Burton's Batman movie slaps so fucking hard.
Is
there
really
more than
good.
one? I think it's just the one. All the 90s Batman movies slap so hard.
That was
so
1989, actually.
Oh, really? Okay, well, late 80s, early 90s Batman movies
Same
are
era.
the superior
All
Batman
the
movies.
campy Batman movies, because like the Batman TV show was very campy as well.
Mm.
Also, speaking of Johnny Depp and Tim Burton,
Ooh.
Johnny Depp apparently turned down the role of Michael J. Fox's character.
Well, Michael J. Fox did a great job.
This is apparently one of his last movies that he did before he like completely switched to like TV.
TV only.
Oh, really? He was great in this. He was super fucking annoying. He did a great job of being obnoxious and annoying, and you don't like him very much, but still handsome. Always handsome.
But then
Good
he
for him.
dragged his way to her during the attack.
That's
he dragged
true,
his way over to Natalie, but he did spurn her a little earlier in that scene.
Yeah, that does nothing for me because he didn't respect her art.
True.
He didn't
love that she
respect her
had
fashion show.
Oh, he didn't appreciate that she had on a shiny silver chrome dress with a shiny silver chrome matching 2-piece on underneath
Which
it.
is
Lady
Verica-
Gaga at the Met Gala style.
I have to be right
Monica
back.
at
I
the
have to be right back.
2000s, the
I have to be
turn of
right
the
back. When she is
millennium.
the Millennium Alien. Is that what she's? What's
Like
what's
her
she going to
and
do? Do you
Sarah-
think?
Her and Sarah Jessica Parker have the same sunglasses on.
Twins.
Now we know where Monica's inspiration came from, but TBH, we know Monica's parents did not let her watch this movie at the time.
Maybe Monica's mom snuck away and watched it. That lady is fabulous.
She's like, Sarah Jessica Parker can do no wrong.
I did watch this when I was a kid. This one I did watch, but I don't think I saw all of it. But I remember the Sarah Jessica Parker part, and I remember being freaked out by the whole thing. So I don't know if I was like a 90s kid, but I saw it as a youth. I'm still looking for my prop, so continue on with your conversation.
Okay, let me see if I have any other good trivia in the meantime. About the ack. Apparently, that was just what they were putting in the script at first when they were writing it as like a placeholder, because they were like, we have to figure out the language later. We're gonna have to do that. And then they were like, actually, ack slays. We're just gonna stick with ack. Yeah.
I love
Another Tim Burton little piece of trivia. They shoot them with the ray guns, and then their skeletons are red or green, like underneath after everything else has been disintegrated. In part because this movie was released around Christmas and it is Christmas colors, but in part because there's a scene in Tim Burton's Beetlejuice where you can see red and green skeletons, and they're like in some scene with Barbara and Adam in Juno's office, and there's other ghouls looking at the screen, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know what they're talking about off the top of my head, but it's one of his little things referencing himself, which is fun.
I love that. This movie's just so fun and so like not serious that it's the best. Like, and it knows it's not taking itself serious. That's so
of course.
But like that's what makes it good. Like, who cares if the CGI is rancid and horrible? It's supposed to be. Wow.
She's back, folks. She's
I'm
got
back.
her prop.
She's
Would
never
you like
looked
to
better.
tell the people what it is, Monica?
Yeah. Okay, so I went downstairs first because for my 30th birthday this year, I made everybody try to dress more crazy as me as the theme. It was called Upstage the Birthday Girl. And so lawyer of the pod, best friend of the pod, Alex, who was on the Chicago episode, came as me as my 2000s alien costume that has been on our Instagram before. And so she came and she had the glasses She had like just like Sarah Jessica Parker, those glasses, and she made her own 2000s headband. But I realized that bag sat in my house for 6 months, and I actually did finally give it back to her. So couldn't find that. But I have the original headband. This is the original headband. The original headband from the year 2000, my alien headband. And then these are just some random really ugly glasses that I have that are sort of alien-esque. And I'm going to take them off because I look so ugly that I could throw up right now.
No,
but
please leave it on. I love it.
maybe I'll put them on upside down and that'll make me feel more alien-y. Yeah, it did.
Okay,
It did make it way more. It made it way more alien. Yeah. I'm a costume queen. God, I can't believe I have to look like this for the rest
I love it.
It was just a partial
Vogue.
slay before.
It was just a partial slay. Now it's an immediate slay. I also am wearing my
Immediate slay.
flying saucer earrings. So yeah, I already own those. I've been this bitch my whole life.
It really has.
But yeah, I was loving all of the fun facts you were reading while I was destroying my own bathroom. But I have a fun fact as well. Because I was watching the beginning of this I watched this very intently because I left my phone in the bathroom and I couldn't find it for the entirety of the film. I recommend doing that, locking your phone in another room. So I really, really watched with my full attention. So I saw in the opening credits that it said that this was inspired by the Topps company. And that's like where the original IP came from. And so I was reading about what the fuck that was. And I'm so obsessed with this because there's a Topps company and they released a lot of playing cards. And so they did series, or not playing cards, trading cards, like collecting cards, like baseball cards. But apparently back in the day, they had these things where you would just collect these cards and each card told a story. So you tried to collect them all. So then you put them in order and it tells a full story. Love that.
That is actually really fun.
That is what the children loved to do back in the day. I think this was in the 60s.
The 60s, yeah.
Yeah. And so basically they had this one called, it was a story about a Martian invasion of Earth. It might have been called Mars Attacks, but it doesn't say here.
I think it was.
Okay, great. And it shows these gruesome images of Martians. Like it's a similar story. They come to Earth and they fucking destroy shit. And it was fucking gruesome. And it was also weirdly sexually explicit. There was like a naked booby lady, like in a cage, in one of the pictures where a man is having his heart ripped out, like on a gurney by the aliens.
I love that.
The Martians look like fucking identical to the Martians in Mars Attacks. So like, they shouldn't change it. That's an incredible design for an alien. But yeah, apparently because they're so fucking graphic, like people were outraged because it was like the early 60s, you know?
Right.
And so they're like gonna release like some like tamer cards, but then they're like, you know what? We're just gonna stop completely. And they just never released any more of them ever again. So it's like this fucking niche ass thing from the early 60s, and Tim Burton like had them or collected some of them when he was like a kid or younger and fucking loved them and wanted to do this movie. But he wasn't even the only one. Also, Alex Cox, who's best known for writing and directing the 1984 cult film Repo Man, he wanted to do this movie so fucking bad. He wrote 3 different scripts for this movie and nobody wanted to fucking touch it, and so it never happened.
Sad.
But a weird thing from his script, because there's like a PDF of his original script that's like floating around, and one of it makes note that like there's a public relations company and it has pictures of former presidents on the wall. So it says pictures of former presidents, and it has Carter, Reagan, and Donald Trump. And so he predicted the future. Isn't that weird?
Does he now work for The Simpsons?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they need people in their future predicting department, I assume.
Yeah,
Also,
it was crazy.
I think like there used to be cards called Dinosaur Attack
Ooh,
that were like very similar to these, but instead of aliens, it was dinosaurs like brutally murdering people.
Also by Topps.
images.
Yeah, same
really
company.
enjoying them.
Came out in the 80s.
That's what they were into.
I remember
Mars Attacks. It's a follow-up.
I remember my cousin having some of those.
Cool.
That's cool. I would be into this. One of my prized possessions is some X-Files trading cards that I got from the what's it called? Coin dispenser at Cha Cha Lounge. And I conned a man into buying for me. He was like, "You want anything from this machine?" And I was like, "Yeah, the X-Files playing cards." And then he bought them for me. And then I said, "Thank you." And then I walked away.
And then you're like, that.
He did not insist upon a trade agreement ahead of time.
No,
He just
exactly.
said, "Do you want something?"
I signed nothing. Anyway, but yeah, I love that, like, you know, we're tired of like using old IP and just like making, you know, these tired, like the Marvel movies. I'm tired of the Marvel movies. I'm sorry, like that kind of thing. But this is the type of IP, the niche IP that they should be making movies about. This random, weird, bizarre shit.
Yes, I would. Here's the thing. I would love a remake of this movie.
There's nothing wrong with using old IP as long as you have a fresh idea.
Exactly,
Yes.
like Barbie.
Mm-hmm. Exactly like Barbie, because they also did the Mount Rushmore thing in this movie too.
Yeah. Oh my God, so fucking funny.
That was so good.
Oh my God. I just, yeah, it's just this movie is so timely. I just love the way everything looks in this movie. Also, I don't know, did you guys see Asteroid City, the new Wes Anderson movie?
I haven't yet.
Not yet.
Oh my God, he watched this movie. Like
Oh.
there's a lot of similar vibes. You know, it's obviously Wes Andersonized, and it's a great film. It's like, I need to watch it again. There's a lot going on. But yeah, there's definitely like something. There's a conversation between Mars Attacks and Asteroid City. I think it's the desert alien flying saucer of it all that's like a thing in both. I just love the way that they immediately set up that nothing is to be taken seriously in this entire movie. It's brilliant from moment one. Like, well, okay, there is some racially charged statements in moment one. But besides that part, the fucking like running barbecue of burning
that was
cows.
really funny.
Yes, when they're like, "What smells like barbecue?" And then the herd of cows on fire goes by, which, like, where does that take place in the chronology of the movie, do we think?
They come by, they torch some cows, then they leave. I mean,
Right.
you see the guys come down, and later on in the movie when they're in one of the ships when they have SJP and Professor Donald Kessler up there, you can see that they have already captured a cow. So maybe it was one of those cows.
Okay.
There's
Just
a
an
little cow in the background.
exploratory cow fire.
Yeah, they're like
I
just
took it
checking
that's
it
how
out.
we knew they were here. The flaming herd of
Oh.
cattle.
Okay.
That, yeah, alerted them to like look to the skies and realize we're surrounded on all sides by hundreds and thousands of perfectly shaped saucers.
Ideal.
The saucers are so interesting because they've become so like one of these singular images in like alien iconography, and
Yeah,
it's so like married to the idea of aliens in general these days, so much so that like that was so much of what Nope was, and when we saw it in the trailers, everybody was like, they're giving everything away, because you could see it so clearly. But in this movie, it's a specific reference to a 1950s film, not The Blob, tragically, a movie that came a few years
Boo.
before The Blob, called Earth versus the Flying Saucers. So I guess
my
that
God.
was kind of the film that like first started that imagery. Maybe obviously that imagery comes in part because that's what people say they've seen. But like the specific like look of it and design of it is very much like from that movie.
Yeah. The sheen of it felt like the big robot guy in The Day the Earth Stood Still. I don't know. It had that like classic silvery look to it. I don't know.
Chrome. Yeah.
Alien
that's why I thought
chrome.
they took SJP at first, because she was all shiny just like them.
Yeah. Oh my God.
then
I
they
just
took
read
Pierce
this piece
Brosnan
of
later.
trivia. I just read this piece of trivia that made me suicidal. Because I was just about to say how I love, like, usually I get so mad when they use CGI and they could have done practical effects. And like all the aliens are CGI in this movie, but I actually like the way that they look in them. Like, obviously if they could have done it another way, that'd be super sick. But I love the way these aliens look. It was so funny. It kind of added to how they are alien because they're so obviously fake, and you can kind of believe it because they're aliens. They could look like anything, But I just found out something terrible. We know Tim Burton. We know Tim. He loves him some fucking claymation. He loves some claymation. Night Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, Frankenweenie. Half of those hadn't come out yet, but it's fine. So he wanted to do something like that for the aliens in this movie and like be reminiscent of some of the work from like sci-fi and fantasy films in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And yeah, he wanted to pay homage in particular to Ray Harryhausen. I don't know who that is, but I love his name. But unfortunately, goddamn fucking Warner Brothers decided to slash the budget of this project and wanted I think they wanted 100 million to do the film, and the studio capped them at 75 million. And so because of that, they had to cut the claymation and they did the CGI Martians instead.
Sad.
Doesn't that suck?
That
doesn't
totally
that suck?
sucks,
They would have
actually.
had stop motion. Fucking that would have been so cool. Man, but this did still look really fun. I don't know. It worked for me. What did you guys feel about it?
I thought when I also saw that on the Wikipedia page, and I was like, damn, that would have slayed. But for what it is, for what they had available to them, I think it's perfectly fun and like silly. And this movie isn't trying to be too serious, so they don't need to look like realistic. You know what I mean? They don't need
totally.
We're turning people into red and green skeletons. You know what I mean? It doesn't
So
have to
funny.
be
Right, we're having the
like,
best time out here.
authentic. Yeah. We're just being silly, not too goofy, which is what I was really worried this movie was going to be. I thought it was going to be too goofy for me because actually sometimes this might be a shock to hear. I don't like goofy, but I thought they struck like a really nice balance of like silly and fun while also not just like spending so long laughing at their own jokes.
Yeah, it was like smart, dumb jokes. Like all the little, I don't know, there were just like little things happening that like I loved. Like I loved when Pam Grier's kids, like, because they play video games all the time. I know I'm jumping all around, but they like picked up the gun and they immediately knew how to protect the president and they could do it better than the Secret Service. Like, I don't know. They're little like tiny jokes that they made and like comic settings. I don't know. I thought they were smart. I was like, yes, those kids know the best. And they're the only reason the president survived that long. So good. Also, Pam Grier, hot woman. So happy to see her in this. She's so amazing. And also, what was her husband's name?
Byron Williams?
Byron. Yes, he is so good in this too.
Williams, heavyweight champion of the world.
He's so good. Jim Brown is his real name, and also a very handsome man who can not be killed. Is incredible.
Punch out those aliens, crack their helmets open so they're vulnerable to the atmosphere. They don't have that nitrogen heavy chewing gum on them. They only have that for their little disguise, their Lisa Marie disguise. That's so funny that I just automatically was like, Lisa Marie Presley.
I did the exact same thing. Because somebody referenced.
There's only one. Obviously, there's only one.
Well, yeah,
there could only be one.
This last week, I was like, oh yeah, it's Lisa Marie Presley. It is not. It is not. It's not.
What are you gonna
Decidedly no. Decidedly
that is,
no.
In fact, a lie.
You know what's crazy? That Jack Black is in this movie for 5 seconds.
I am obsessed with him in this movie. I have a friend that I was just hanging out with over the weekend, and when he does like a country accent, which he does all the time, and I was at a rodeo with him over the weekend, his voice, it's exactly Jack Black. It's exactly Jack Black's voice in this movie. It scared me. I was like, Jackson? It was so weird. But yeah, he's in it for 5 seconds and he really makes an impact. He really does.
He does. Especially just because like we see him, he's talking to his family, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, sure, young soldier going off to war, whatever. It's only when he like stepped on the bus and turned around and saluted that I was like, oh my God, that's Jack Black? Like Jack Black is here?
My only issue with the whole like Kansas poor people is that they have
It
Southern
was
accents.
Nevada.
Well, Nevada. They have Southern accents.
No, they're all over. That's part of what's confusing about this movie is that
No, but, like,
Oh,
Jack
are they
Black.
in Kansas?
Yeah, Jack Black's family's
Jack
in
Black,
Kansas.
he went to
But he dies in Nevada.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but he's
sorry, my bad.
His family in their trailers lives in Kansas or Kentucky.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm
And
so
then
sorry,
something.
Sydney.
I think Kansas, but then I was like, is the cow attack in Kansas? And then there's that family is somewhere else in a different K-state, and then I just couldn't remember. And then I was like, whatever, I can't keep track.
Well,
I'm no
just because
geographer.
they live in a trailer park does not make them Southern, okay?
That's true. It's a stereotype. They do a lot of stereotype stuff here. Did anybody notice that like not chill trans joke that's in there for 5 seconds?
I'm not sure.
It happens.
Now
It
I
happens.
don't know. They talked about genitals, and they talked about how there's something about, do the Martians have 2 sexes like we do? But that also just
was the part. That was the part. That was the part. That was what that was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a person who was like non-gender conforming and looking and sounding, asking, oh, do they have just 2 genders like we do? And then the president and everyone is silent. They're like, they don't know what to say because they don't know what to make of them. That's what that was supposed to be.
Well, they flopped it because I couldn't tell that was the joke or that they were making fun of anybody. I just thought they were obsessed with whether or not they could bang the aliens.
No, I think that
like
that
all
was what
the
it
TikTok
was.
girlies now.
Yeah, and like how later they're dissecting
conferred
it
with
and they're
Adam.
like, no genitals.
Yeah, I conferred with Adam. I was like, oh, of course they had to go for the low-hanging fruit. And then he was like, yep, of course. It was 96.
It did make me think about
96?
that one time that somebody asked Joe Biden how many genders there are. And he was like, at least 3. Are you kidding me, kid? Like, he was just like, so like, keep it
At
moving.
least.
What are you asking me for? Yeah.
3 at a minimum.
Which is right, scientifically. At least 3 is
It
an
is.
accurate answer.
I know.
That's actually the only correct answer. Who knew?
Also, like, watching this movie just really made me wish that Galaxy Hotel in Las Vegas was a real thing.
I
know. I would only stay there. It was so cool looking. That miniature they made was fucking rad, and it was cool when it blew up. And also,
the inside of that room.
Also, talk about everybody who's ever made an alien movie watching this movie. Jordan Peele watched this movie because fucking Jack Nicholson as skeezy Vegas promoter man has on fucking Steven Yeun's suit. He has on a spaceship suit. Oh yeah. Well, no, but it's a spaceship embroidered suit.
Oh,
yeah,
a
like
spaceship
in
suit
the
and
end
a red Western suit, and then Jordan Peele went. Zoop.
Well, it was a Western.
Wow,
no, it was
what a fortuitous little noise I made.
It was already a Western suit that he was wearing. It's the exact same style, as just bejeweled more, and obviously not exactly the same. But yeah, he's wearing it in the scene where he's having that meeting with all of the like international investors right when everything blows up, and they don't do a good shot of it. They just get the very top of the lapels, but I knew anyway. So I thought that was cool. Another one of the suits that I must break into, I don't know, Warner Brothers Studios vaults and steal.
He had a fabulous wardrobe in general in this film. There's a lot of fabulous costumes. Obviously, Sarah Jessica Parker looked incredible the entire time, both in her chrome outfit and in her like pink orangey outfit in the beginning.
Yes, and also, what's her name?
Barbara.
Glenn Close. Glenn Close looked great, but also the first lady, but also the hippie lady.
Yeah,
Annette Bening as Barbara.
Oh, that's Annette Bening. Sorry, I didn't know her name. She was so fucking funny in this movie.
Also,
so funny.
Natalie Portman.
Little I was like, what are you doing here? Yeah. So many people in my notes, I'm like, what are you doing here?
This is the ultimate all-star ensemble cast. Like, truly, this is the one. Like,
it's
forget
so
Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve or whatever the fuck those movies were. This is it. This is where it all began.
They really did. That's actually such a funny comparison, though, because they really did do a good job of like all these people and their different ties and like how they relate to the different locations and like how they're looping together in each other's storylines.
Yeah, no, I think it was really well balanced. Yeah, it's a little confusing where they are. The only time I know where I am is obviously when I'm in DC, but also when they're in Pahrump, Nevada, because Pahrump, Nevada is a very meaningful place to me. I have driven through Pahrump, Nevada on a road trip with
Whoa.
Adam. We went on a cool road trip one year and we went through Pahrump and we were dying over the name Pahrump. We couldn't believe it.
That's
Exactly.
what I was just thinking because it's a Christmas movie.
Okay, yeah, it's giving Pahrumpa Pum Pum, but it's a real place. And
Wow.
when we were driving through, I was trying to learn about Pahrump. And I was trying to, I don't know, we just got on this topic where we're like, let's listen to what the kids are listening to in Pahrump. And so I looked up Pahrump in Spotify and found some Spotify user named Pahrumpian Kid, and he had this like horrible mix. And so we listened to his horrible mix the whole time we were in the city. But they actually had like a legit reason to put it in Pahrump. And it was because that is where Coast to Coast is from. Y'all know about Coast to Coast?
Space Ghost, Coast to Coast?
Sounds
No,
like a
baby.
radio
No,
thing.
baby. It's the residence of Art Bell, who's an author and a radio show host. And he is known for his weird overnight radio show called Coast to Coast AM.
Oh my
It was
God.
syndicated to radio
Maybe I
stations
knew
all
that.
across the country, excuse me. And they did stuff about paranormal subjects, UFO sightings, other unexplained phenomenon. I learned about it because I really like this one other podcast called Nocturne, and they only do episodes on things that happen in the night. So they did an episode on Coast to Coast, and I thought it was so much fun. So I've never actually listened to the show, but I've heard parts of it through that podcast. But yeah, that's like where, I don't know, it's like the UFO sighting of the world because Art Bell's the guy from Coast to fucking Coast. So I thought that was really, really cool, and I didn't know that when I was in Pahrump myself. But yes, it is the heartbeat of the United States of America, Pahrump, Nevada.
I feel like they definitely did that. Not that they did that on purpose because of the alien sighting. I agree. Sorry, I'm not saying no. I'm saying it's so interesting that they did that for that reason and then had the radio plotline be so big in this movie at the end.
Oh yeah. No, oh my God. Yeah. Oh fuck. I love this movie so much. I was like giddy. I was like talking to the TV. Like that's how I was feeling. But like this movie, that song, is it too early? Is it too early to talk about the song? Might be too early to talk about the song.
A little too early.
It's too early. Pinning it. We've got other things to talk.
Just said Tom Jones was beautiful in his part.
Tom Jones was beautiful. Tom Jones is a hero and he's incredibly tan.
And he knows how to fly a plane. Wow.
Very important.
Wow. That's very important. We love that for him.
I don't know how to fly a plane.
I don't know how to fly a plane.
I need to know when Independence Day came out.
It came out July 3rd, 1996, and then this movie came out like December 14th or something.
It's like
December
the
13th,
They're
1996.
the same fucking movies. Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure like Will Smith is like trying to get back to like at least his girlfriend for like 99% of Independence Day too. And that's a huge plot line in this.
And isn't there a first daughter in that movie that's also plot relevant? And I only really remember because then when they were doing the long awaited sequel a few years ago, it was like they didn't bring back the original actress and everybody talked about it, blah, blah, blah.
I don't recall well enough, but yes, I'm sure if there's a president, the first daughter had to be something.
Yeah, because
part
who
of
wants a
it.
first son?
Who
Nobody.
wants a first
No.
red, white, and royal blue?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
I hear.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, shut her down.
Yeah, let me
I
know.
haven't
Let
read
me
that
shut.
yet, so
It's incredible. It's incredible. I literally cannot wait till that fucking movie. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, we can't go there. We can't
Sorry,
go
we
there.
can't go down that tangent.
I love all the little stupid shit in this, but I particularly love that the hippie releasing the bird caused that whole fucking death brigade to start. They're gonna kill us anyway, but that was so fucking funny. He was like,
Yeah.
they come in peace.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is obviously you're not really sure what the deal is yet at that point in the movie. But I just love that they have that and then everybody's like, maybe it was their dove. Maybe the dove means war to them.
They're scared of
hold
birds.
back. We're
Some
just
people
gonna
are
try.
scared
Yeah,
of
no
birds.
birds at
Some
the
people
when
are
they're like
scared of birds.
But
Okay.
it's so funny that they come and they're like, we come in peace. Actually, bzz, 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 and then they're like, oopsie, so sorry. Oh my God, we got confused. Can we actually apologize to Congress in person? We promise nothing like that is going to happen again. That was an oopsie.
That was the funniest bit.
Oh my God. Also, here's the thing. Here's the biggest question of all. Who let America plan the whole thing? Why
The
is
aliens
America in charge of all of the world? Like
America's the number one superpower in the whole world.
he's
Monica,
the leader
don't you
of
know
the
that?
free
Yeah.
world. Dear fucking God. Yeah, I was just like, Jack Nicholson as president was the least believable part of this movie because he looks so just innately evil to me. Like, I love the man. He's a great man. But does he not have resting evil face? Like, he really
gives
does.
us very sinister vibes at all times.
So
It's
it was kind of
interesting that he
actually
was a
perfect
liberal
casting.
president. But I mean, I guess he had to be because otherwise, like
All
the general was
politicians are
saying, if
evil
he
in
was
the
a
end.
Republican president also, he'd be going full nuclear right away. He wouldn't be holding off doing peace talks.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my God.
the nuclear wouldn't have even affected them. They sucked up all the
I know.
hydrogen and then made the cute little voices.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Also, the other general, I can't find his name on here. Oh, remember General Casey? He is so funny to me because he's just like so milquetoast. He says absolutely nothing the entire time. And then like he gets to greet the aliens and that little call he has with his wife where he's like, see, honey, I told you if I just stood in line and never spoke up, something good would happen. God damn it.
So funny.
So many great little things, and the way he dissolves is so perfect too. It's perfect. It's so good. And then when they get Paris, when they get France, and
Maurice is on the phone.
He's Jackson's or not
He
Jackson.
says it's
I'm
important.
so sorry.
He's like, we did
Jack
peace talks
Nicholson.
again. He said it was another oopsie. We are all good. And the aliens are just like, these bitches have never heard of lying. This is the earliest invasion, the easiest invasion we've ever done.
These aliens are just like, I love to lie. And honestly, they're just like me.
I love to lie. They love to do a little prank.
They love to wear like sexy little fits. They're giving gay. I'm sorry. They're all wearing red, shiny Speedos when they're not on planet Earth. And when they are on planet Earth and they're the king or queen of the aliens, I don't know, they're wearing sequence shawls or sequence floor-length cloaks. Are you kidding me?
Like
beautiful.
Fresh velvet robes. Yeah.
Really stunning stuff. Really grandiose. Also, the fact that they put their finger on the pulse of what a woman who is human looks like with Lisa Marie. They're like, we have nailed this. No one will question this. They love a big beehive adjacent thing. They love flow. They love full, I don't even know what to call that style of dress. Gorgeous. It's chaste, but incredibly sexy all at once. Covers up the skin, but shows the curves.
And here's the thing, that thing was thangin'. She got like
a thing was thangin'.
That thing was thangin'.
The way she moved was so funny.
She
just like every inch of this was choreographed so well.
It was so
They're like, this is what a human woman walks like when she's being sexy, right? And they were right.
They're right.
I think about that often. When I'm in heels and I'm trying to be sexy, I'm like, this is how a human woman would be sexy.
Whoosh,
this is how we all do it.
She's got the princess hands always. I too do that. That is how I move about the world. It's giving, yeah, she's got like Barbie hands the whole time. It's perfect. And she eats off his finger.
It's a Bones and All reference.
Oh yeah, it was a Bones and All reference. Who knew? Again, before their time.
Future predicting.
God, it's just everyone is so incredible in this. I love the chemistry between Pierce Brosnan and Sarah Jessica Parker. They just,
Oh my God, they're feeling each other.
they're really feeling each other. I'm believing it. I'm picking up everything they're putting down. Also, I love Professor Donald Kessler's. I like saying his whole name. I love his optimism. He is so wrong, but I just love his optimism. He's like, they are an advanced species. There's no way that they would want to kill us. Like,
Not
They
a
might wanna
single
kill us.
chance.
they want to kill us because we're so dangerous. That's why whenever aliens do really come over here, I mean, they were already here, but once they give us the time of day, they're going to kill us. I don't think they'll come in peace. They'll be like, this is a volatile, like, whole thing. They got
Well,
be like,
that's
fucking
yeah.
bombs. Yeah.
We're
they
gonna
got
get to that
Oppenheimer's bomb.
in 2 weeks. Don't you worry.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I can't wait. I finished the book. Anyway, it's a secret talk that you will understand in
It's a
time.
secret talk.
Spookies,
Yeah.
coded messages, all in due time. We'll tell you when you're older. How about that?
Oh, she just told you, God, Sydney, it's a
Oh.
secret.
Sydney, come on. Hopefully they're I love the way the machine that like it's basically like Google Translate, but it's like the size of like 5 computers with the
Right.
little spinny dials. I loved that. It was so I misremembered too, and I thought that it was like interpreting everything that they said,
Yeah, I thought
and
that
they
was
were
gonna be a
gonna
plot line,
fix
too.
it, and then it was gonna be like, yeah, we're here to kill you.
Yeah, we fucking
but
hate you.
they're just lying. They were just lying the whole time.
Kelsey, you have your hand up.
Yes, I have my hand raised. I'm waiting so patiently to be called on.
I
Is
just
it-
called on
Yes,
you.
Chelsea. Yes,
Thank
Chelsea.
you. I referenced earlier this episode that I had another fun fact I was saving for later that I peeked on Wikipedia, and that fun fact is now relevant. It's
Okay.
that Roger L. Jackson, who is the voice of Ghostface in the Scream movies, does the voice of the translating machine in this movie.
Oh my God, and Scream also came out
Wow.
in 96.
This
There
is
you
a big year
go.
for him.
Wow.
This is a
Same.
huge year. His star was rising.
Fame.
He loves to be off screen, but he loves to do a little voice.
Yeah, in case you thought this wasn't a horror movie, it now has legitimate horror
It actually
actor.
has fucking Ghostface in it, so everybody calm
Yeah.
down.
So relax.
It's a classic.
But I don't know. I think it's pretty horrifying. There are a lot of attacks that are happening.
Yeah.
We see so many skeletons. That's
There's
spooky.
so
There's a
many
mention
deaths.
of Nancy Reagan's chandelier, and then it crushes the first lady.
Nancy
That's
Reagan
fun and
chandelier.
scary.
That was or the Van Buren China.
So fucking
They had a
good.
lot of fun with the White House aspect of this film.
They had a lot of fun with every fucking thing in this film. Can
They're
I
like,
talk
"Oh,
about
we
it
can't
now?
take the president out this way. There's a tour coming through here."
Oh my God, that was so funny. They did that twice in the movie. I didn't understand. Like, there's this one scene earlier in the movie where Natalie Portman is walking around. She's trying to go do something, and they stop her and they say, "Oh, there's a tour coming through here," and then literally nothing happens. And I was like, that was the most pointless scene I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was like, they could have made it turn into something else, but it was just only there so they could set up that joke later. It was only there for that. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. You wanted to do that joke really fucking bad, and you made it happen, Tim Burton.
Committed to it, yeah.
We love when they commit to the bit.
Oh yeah, they weren't backing down. They're like, this is gonna slap, and it did. It did slap. It really, it didn't let me down at all.
Also, one of my favorite little shenanigans that these fun little alien guys do is, who is the singer that's in this?
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Yes, Tom Jones. He's like singing, and you see his
It's
back.
not unusual
to
to
be
be
loved
loved by
by
anyone.
anyone. His like
Yeah.
backup singers and dancers, and then like the lights go down, and then it's just 3 little aliens like jiving around. They're just having the best time.
Mhm.
They also love that song because it is a universally loved song. I mean that all of the universe loves this song.
Yes, I agree. I think that's probably true.
It is true. It's definitely true. I can't believe they have two fucking absolute classic bangers in this movie. That song and my favorite song. Can you talk about it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my favorite characters in this entire movie is Grandma. I love her so much. She reminds me of a grandma figure in my life, so that's a big part of it. Also, if you look on IMDb, Sylvia Sidney, goddamn stunning queen, hottest woman. Oh my God, look at her picture on IMDb and you will fall in love. It's just, she's got those beautiful big eyes, and I love her in this. May she rest in peace.
This was her last movie.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What a sweetheart. Yeah, she died in 99. But she was so funny in this. I think she was great. But I really,
She
really
was
love
Juno in Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
That's another Tim Burton
Oh, cool. That's so fun.
connection. Sorry to interrupt.
Wait. Oh, no. It's okay. I'm now distracted by her IMDb, so I lost my train of thought. But I love that. I love her and I love her grandson. What is his name in this? Oh, Richie.
Richie.
I
Love
love
Richie. What a
Richie.
good boy. What a good grandma's boy.
I also just read this book called Light from Uncommon Stars, and there is an alien aspect of it and also a donut shop aspect of it, and those are the same
Oh.
aspect of it, and the donut shop has a big fucking giant donut on the top of it just like this one does. Anyway, another something inspired by Mars Attacks. How crazy this movie's influence. It is unbelievable. But
also, the IRL actor of Richie was in Leonardo DiCaprio's 90s pussy what did they call him?
Oh, the Pussy
Pack?
Posse.
Yeah, the Pussy Posse. He was a member. It was him, Leonardo, and Tobey Maguire.
You don't remember when
What?
they had the Pussy Posse?
The Pussy Posse?
I have never heard of the Pussy Posse. What's the
Oh,
Pussy
Monica.
Posse?
They were just
I love
slaying
saying it,
poon.
Pussy Posse.
Yeah, they were
They're slaying
hot,
poon?
young
Richie was?
heartthrobs in the 90s, just dicking off and slaying poon. So they called themselves the Pussy Posse.
They called themselves the Pussy Posse.
Oh, he was in Inception and The Revenant. He's really buddies. He's really part of the posse.
Yeah.
Wow, they go deep.
Here,
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sending you the unauthorized history of the Pussy Posse, Monica, so you can educate yourself on U.S. history.
Oh, he's in Righteous Gemstones too. Oh, the new season though, I haven't seen that yet. Great show. Yeah, I love the resolution of this movie so much. It blows my fucking mind. It makes me so happy, and I can authentically say that Indian Love Call by Slim Whitman is one of my top 5 favorite fucking songs. I love that song so fucking much. And I think that I had watched this as a kid, and then Adam and I have this Western playlist with old timey Western movie music that we listen to all the time. And this one came on, it sang to my soul. And I was hungover from camping and I cried. It was a weird time. We were also at altitude driving around in the mountains. So I think that was a big part of it too. It's when you're on the plane and you cry more easily. But anyway, I love this song so much. And then he reminded me it was from Martian. Yeah, that's a thing. It's a thing. It's a liminal space. You get more emotional. That's why I almost threw up watching a scene from 7 Pounds, because I cried so hard on a plane. It was disturbing. It's Will Smith once again. It comes back to Will. But the fact that this fucking yodel ass song is the secret.
Yes.
It's just the most brilliant move in all of cinema history. May I be so bold?
I said earlier that this movie wasn't referencing the Blob, but it actually just wasn't when it comes to the saucers. It was when it comes to the whole, all hope is lost. What are we gonna do? The world's definitely gonna be destroyed. Oh, wait, this surprising fix is gonna just...
Yeah.
This surprising tool is gonna fix everything. And in one movie it's cold, and in the other movie it's groove. So,
Yeah, I guess
the
it is a
vibrational
Deus Ex
frequency of the song.
Machina kind of thing. Once again, it comes in the last second, but it makes they set it up a little bit better for me, because she does play the song earlier and she loves her songs, and she's like, my music. Also, Sydney, thoughts on the taxidermy cat?
Oh my God, I loved it. It does make me upset. At the beginning of this year, we went to Colonial Williamsburg and we stopped
Ooh.
on the way to like some, historical town in Virginia, and they had a taxidermied cat, and I'm devastated that I did not purchase it. I think about it quite often. And
I'm
this
sure there will be more.
And that's her cat. Like, that's her kitty that she got taxidermied. And like, as a person who briefly considered taxidermying BB, I was like, man, maybe I should have done it. But I'm glad I didn't. It's also incredibly expensive. I don't know.
Cost prohibitive.
Yeah, it's
cloning is
$1,000.
incredibly expensive. And so I've looked into getting like the bones remade into like a skeleton
Oh yeah.
thing. And so
Rearticulated.
it's a little bit
Mhm.
cheaper than taxidermy.
Yes.
But
Sure.
I think I'm gonna do
I
that
found a
with
site that
Ladybug.
does both.
Yeah, I think when
Friend
my
of the
beloved-
pod, Rebecca, sent it to me.
when my beloved Ladybug passes, which she's never allowed to die, so
She's not
She's
gonna
not
die.
allowed
No,
to, so she
she's
won't.
not gonna
Yeah.
die. She's not gonna die, so you don't have to even worry about it or finish
Exactly.
the sentence.
But that's what I'm gonna do.
yeah, that would be good. That would be a very pettable taxidermy cat. so.
Exactly. I would carry that with me at all times to be like, look at my cat. And they would be like,
Have her like rearticulated, but on like fishing line instead of hard wire, so you can wear her like a boa around your neck.
I'd do that when she's alive.
Oh.
Oh my God, she could be
That
a little
makes me
like
sick to my
a
stomach.
little marionette puppet, just the bones.
Okay, we're going to places we shouldn't go. We are going beyond the
We're coming up with
realm.
fun ideas of how to honor her one day.
She's never gonna die, so it's fine. It's fine.
She's never gonna
Yeah,
die,
she's
so
never
it's
gonna
just
die.
hypothetical, Monica.
Yeah,
She's
we're just
never
having
going
fun.
to die.
Just
Yeah, I
like Byron Williams, heavyweight champion of the world.
He can never die. But yeah, I love also the big giant gun that they were gonna use on Grandma to just add to the insanity of that scene. Why?
Did
Why?
they hear the vibrations of the music and they knew it was a threat, but they thought they could like take her out before her headphones got unplugged? Or was it random?
I think they just randomly were
We're
having
like,
fun with
this
it. They're
one
little
bitch,
fucking
yeah.
sadists. And they're like, oh well we'll try the big one on her. We haven't blown anybody up with that one. That'd be fun.
This
also,
one random grandma.
Right? We're gonna murder this little old lady.
it was fucked up, but the person in the wheelchair who had just got zapped, whose like burning body was flying across the hallway as Richie was going to run for his grandma. Really hilarious. I'm sorry. It's all the little details in this that really send me to another
Yeah.
planet.
They had great details. Like they just, I loved all of the little experiments they were doing in their spaceship just for kicks. They obviously did the whole thing with SJP's head on little dog body and Pierce Brosnan's bits all separated from each other. But they also had Michael J. Fox's hand in there when it was like walking around, they were just having a good time. They referenced Alien Aliens, excuse me, from 2 weeks ago when they finally met with the president again in the war room, and they tricked him fucking again, being like, oh my
He's
God,
so
your
dumb.
speech has really moved us, like singular tear, do you want to do a handshake? But then the hand like crawls away and it has a tentacle, and then it like pierces the tentacle through his body,
Yes,
just
that
like
is
Alien
Aliens.
Queen. Yeah, with Bishop.
Damn. Great call. Great catch. And he's so dumb. He went full politician on him. He was like, the power of my words will sway them to drop their arms and join hands in a peaceful handshake. No.
He
It's
watched too many of his
hard.
own fireside chats.
He drank his own Kool-Aid. Yeah, that was hilarious when he was literally sitting next to a fireplace to tell everyone about the aliens.
He's like, hello, Americans. We are creating a memory today.
Oh, and when he gives his other speech when he's not ready and he says nothing, he says words, but they have absolutely no meaning at all. That was also very on the nose for political speeches. Like, how beautifully that you said not one thing that made any intelligible sense.
That's what you're meant to do, to show that you have leadership potential, but not
Mhm.
alienate any potential supporters. Because if
That
you
is
say
so
something,
true.
people can disagree with it. And
Yeah, you gotta
then
strike
you
that
just lost a
balance.
voter. Am I right? You gotta say nothing.
You're so right. Yeah, just fucking backpedal. Just fucking float. You know, we're not going forward. We're not going backward. We're staying in the same place. Oh my god. Okay. What else? What else is of note here? There's many things.
Danny DeVito was great and kind of a short-lived role. Like he popped up a couple of times for memorable lines, but
He was in it a minute and a half.
a minute and
Boy,
well, it was a
was
very
that.
memorable minute and a half.
He had
Don't you
six
do you want my
lines.
Rolex? So
He
funny.
had six lines, but it was like every time he had a line, the camera was like, "Forget everybody else. Just look at Danny DeVito."
Is anybody else playing craps here? That was one of them. And it was
And
like,
he
no,
delivered
everybody
it
else is learning
with
about the world
aplomb.
ending, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, they just did a lot of things that were really fun. They did a lot of things just for fun. But the only thing that was like missing for me is that I really thought that what are their names? Cyrus and E, something with an E. The two teenage boys.
No.
Oh, yeah.
They are
Byron's children.
No. They are it's a Harry Potter reference. It's Neville and Cedric.
Is
No
it a Harry Potter
way.
reference? Oh.
Cedric
No?
Diggory and Neville
Okay.
Longbottom? Are you kidding me?
I know Cedric Diggory and Neville Longbottom, but
No, I don't think
I
it's a
just
Harry
assumed
Potter
there
reference.
was.
I just
Oh,
it is.
I was like,
it is.
what? Okay, because I was Googling and there is like two wrestlers and one, but this is from 2017, so that probably is not.
Oh my
relevant. I
god,
wonder
that
what
was
it is
Ray
a
J.
reference to.
Cedric was Ray J.
Oh my
Of
god.
Brandy's
That's
little brother
Ray J.
Fame.
Of Kim Kardashian sex tape fame.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
mean, there's got to be only the one Ray J. Wow.
There is
Wow.
only one.
Wow.
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 More you know.
The Neville
movie-
was Brandon Hammond. I don't know who that is, but maybe I'll somehow be shocked right now too.
This movie never seems to disappoint with the
No.
things that we find.
Everything is important all the time. Wow, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm feeling a lot of things right now. I can't believe that's fucking Ray J. That's baby
Damn.
Ray J.
Anyway, they were like having their whole thing. They were on the tour in the White House. They were getting separated from the group. They picked up the guns. And then like at the same time, Natalie Portman Taffy was getting separated. And I thought like they were gonna have their plot lines like interact and they were gonna save Taffy and there was maybe gonna be a romance there. But instead they saved the president and then she had the romance with Richie later.
Yeah, I felt like there was a deleted scene there that we didn't see more of them.
Yeah, because Taffy just like disappears.
Yeah, I was like, did she die? And I forgot, but she did not. Then I found out she was alive because she comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll look for deleted scenes. I'll post them later if I find them.
The second part of this movie was just like a bunch of shenanigans, and like it could have been plot, you know, like, but who needs plot? We were having fun shenanigans, but like there could have been a plot if they wanted to.
It's not that kind of movie.
Yeah, it was a lot of just montage moments. I was pleasantly surprised to see so many different shots to like different parts of the world and different cultures. I thought that was like an interesting inclusion. I don't know that it was like that they did the best job because I don't know, that's not my business, but it seemed nice. It seemed good. And I thought it was like an interesting perspective. But then also they're just like being silly and they're just like Byron Williams is punching an alien and the other lady is in her like little skimpy cocktail waitress rhinestone outfit and they're running away and they're like, Tom Jones, do you know how to fly a plane? And they're like, there's just so much happening everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like for me, the like chaos of the second half was just like hilarious and perfect because this movie is just like it doesn't have a point except for fun times and an
except to be
all-star
fun.
cast and to be funny. Yeah, and I love that the aliens are like fucking practical jokers. They're the Martians. They're such little douchebags. I loved it when they exploded.
I loved when the little like blowing up of the Taj Mahal and they're like moving in
Yeah.
on the spaceship. I also loved them inside the spaceship getting in to like get suited up and a machine just goes clamp and then they're wearing a little suit.
Yes. That was
Fun way to
so
get dressed.
good. Also, I love that their CGI and then the second that they die, it's like a practical effects dummy. I just I love
That they can
shit
just
like that.
part off for dissection. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when they do the dissection part, like it's a dummy. And like in they like pick up one of them and they like, no, we can't do CGI with a guy in it. We gotta have that be a dummy. Like it just I don't know. I love the little quirks of it. It makes it more wholesome to me.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
so
I mean,
good.
a lot of people die in this movie. Jack Black goes so fast. Glenn Close, Jack Nicholson, etc. Like the body count is off the charts. But I loved just like as the ship is going down and SJP's and Pierce Brosnan's heads are just like rolling together and you're like rooting for them and they've got the romance and then finally they get to kiss and then the ship like sinks into the ocean.
With the
Okay.
sunset in the background, I believe that was the greatest romance of our time.
But you want to know
moment?
what was
Fuck
the
Notebook.
actual best part about that?
Okay,
Tell me.
yeah.
You see in the background, you have Sarah Jessica Parker head, dog body, but they also is Sarah Jessica Parker body, Chihuahua head.
Yeah.
And they're
So
like
good.
fighting with the
like
alien,
throttling,
like
yeah,
barking.
I love that is Poppy controlling Sarah Jessica Parker's body and that Poppy's calling the shots. Like Poppy's not sitting at the little table anymore hearing Michael J. Fox tell her to shut up before Sarah Jessica Parker asks her nicely to be quiet. Poppy is out here running around using her thumbs to grab someone and shake them.
She is so powerful. I love that she can immediately handle all of Sarah Jessica Parker's body. Like she's just like, I am, this is what I was meant to be. I was meant to have a large woman's body. This dog head belongs right here on SJP's body. And it's a beautiful look. It was really a nice look to see the little tiny head.
Yeah.
I think I saw it on the internet, so who knows if it's actually true. But
Okay.
Poppy is Lisa Marie's IRL dog.
Aw,
Love.
Poppy a star.
That's so funny.
I wonder if Poppy's part of the cast list.
I don't know. I didn't see her. I was too distracted by Ray J.
You know how sometimes they'll include the dog on IMDb?
I love when they do
Where's
that.
Poppy? Oh, she doesn't get credited here. Maybe that means she really is Lisa Marie's dog.
Wow. She wasn't
Yeah, because
acting.
I feel
she
like
just
if it was
is
an
ready for it.
actor dog, they'd be like, "You're gonna credit me."
Yeah. Then their owner would be like, can you please say Barky the dog, please?
Yes, thank you. This is very important for my dog's career. Which is important. Animal actors are important. Okay.
Animal actors are important.
I want to go on the record saying I support animal actors if they want to do it. You know what I mean? But okay, do we have any more thoughts about the film before we move into segments?
Yes. I thought that I did like the Richie Taffy romance. I will say that. I thought it was going to be with one of the boys, but I liked it with Richie. It was cute. And then I really liked the way that the film ends with just like the animals coming out of the rubble. Everybody
Right.
peeking their head out to see things are safe.
So
Barbara and Tom
fucking-
Jones and other lady are coming out, and then Tom Jones like puts his arm out, and then a hawk comes down, and then
That
it
was
hits
the
the
fucking
smash
funniest
head.
thing.
It's not unusual, and it just what a way to go out on the film.
It was a perfect ending. I I love that. He's like, not only is he an incredible performer, singer, dancer, great in an emergency situation, can fly a plane, but he also has trained the wild birds. He's also got good bird vibes. And so the birds immediately trust him. He's one with nature.
What
Tom Jones,
can't he do?
he's our man. He's our man.
If Tom can't
That's
do it,
it.
no one can.
That's it. That's it. All right, it's time to get into it. Our segments. How could
Segmentos.
this movie, God damn it, how could this movie be gayer?
You know, Sarah Jessica Parker, definitely bisexual. I just think based on the way that she sits at the table and her little bob and her fun, colorful outfits, like that's what it's giving to me.
Mm-hmm. We do have that one problematically positioned genderqueer person in this movie, but how wonderful in the 90s to have a joke about genderqueer people. Wow, shocking. Almost a pro.
In the 90s to have a visibly genderqueer
know.
person, maybe, if we
I
want
was
to
like,
look
it's
at it that
kinda-
way.
No, I know. I was gonna say like it's almost a good thing, but it's not.
And yet,
and yet, let's see.
Despite that, there is that whole focus on the aliens where Pierce Brosnan says like the most puzzling thing is that they don't have genitals or whatever, and they specifically are like, these are different than us and our quote unquote two biological sexes. Like they've got something different going on. And I'm interested in them. But I think we can count that as outside of our
yeah.
heterosexual society. You know what I mean? They're doing something
Definitely.
different. So that's queer.
They're queer by nature, yes. I would agree.
Who else? I think
Poppy is a queer icon, and you can't tell me
Poppy is a queer icon. Yeah, I agree.
Like, especially at the end when she's wearing the cute little chrome outfit of Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. I feel like Grandma has some stories from back in the day.
Oh yeah. And
but she's
they
keeping them to
were
herself
besties.
these days. They were besties. They were roommates. They were etc. etc. Yeah, I mean, we don't tragically we don't have access to her stories anymore because she's getting older and she's only even recognizing her grandchild some of the time, even though she says he's the best of them all, which I loved.
Thomas,
but
that's not my name, Grandma.
She's forgotten
Thomas.
a lot more lesbian experiences than most other people have had.
Definitely.
We love that for her.
I agree. I get the vibe from her fully and surely. Okay. Any other gay thoughts?
Let me see. Did I have any other gay thoughts? No, I don't think so. Oh, I did like this isn't gay exactly. Well, maybe, who can say? Lisa Marie Alien coming into the room with her hand outstretched like that so her little eyeball ring could scan the room. That was feeling a little camp to me, and so I will lump it in here.
Well, her wrist did say.
Yeah. She had the wrist.
The way it like snaked into the presidential bedroom as well was fun.
Ooh.
I think not the other Jack Nicholson character. I don't know his name. Las Vegas.
The Vegas
Jack
one?
Nicholson.
Yeah.
It's like Art Lund or something like that. Art Land.
Jack definitely been with a man before.
I think if you got both Jack Nicholsons in a room, they would be with a man right that instant.
They would want to explore each other's bodies for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I also love a man who's interested in many different toupees. I respect that. And so I loved that about him, that he switched his hair all around.
It's a
and
fun
that the hair was attached to the hat. I particularly liked that. It's effective, honestly. Don't need a wig cap then. Okay, well, it's time to ask, where would Matthew Lillard fit into this film?
I think he'd be a good Richie, but also he would have been good as Jack Black.
Yes. He would have
I'd like to see him, making out with Christina Applegate.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God. She's in it for 5 seconds. She has that brief sex scene, and she dies
Mhm.
while being watched by the horny aliens. That's fun.
Which is crazy because Married with Children started in 1987. So that show had been out for like 10 years and she was a main star on it. So,
oh, and
but
she's
then
like
the
a
movie,
blink and you
it
miss
was
it
just
in this.
too
Wow.
action packed in this film. Yeah, there are just too many people.
It was really pissing me off because when she has her like one other scene, when they're saying goodbye to Jack Black, they like won't show her fucking face.
Yeah, you don't
They
even
like
see her
show her
face.
back like 1,000 times, and her back looks incredible. I mean, she looks amazing in those pants. But like, I was like, show that's fucking Christina Applegate. Like, show her goddamn face. My God,
Show Christina
it's making me
Applegate, yeah.
really, yeah. I was like, come on, just fucking do it, and they wouldn't do it. I was like yelling at the TV.
Give the people what they want.
Give
Christina
us the peanuts,
Applegate.
Christina Applegate.
Yeah,
Let's see. Who else could he have been?
Tom Jones for sure. No,
Oh yeah.
no one could replace Tom Jones.
He
No
plays Tom Jones. Yeah.
He would be a great young Tom Jones. Yeah. He could have been the Secret Service guy who was the main Secret Service
Mitch?
guy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That would have been fun.
He could have been Martin Short's character too.
Oh, he would have been great as
could've.
Martin Short's
Right?
character.
I would have loved
He
to see him pick up a space
could've.
prostitute.
Yeah, he really could've. God, Martin Short is so good at being like
He
predatorily horny, like wrongly
Slimy.
horny, slimy horny, just disgusting.
And you
Where
still
you're
love
like,
him.
I buy it that he's driving around looking for ladies to pick up, bring them back to the White House to impress them.
Yep. He's done that Kennedy room thing a million times.
He's breaching security every single night to bring home some hottie and silly poon.
Yeah. He should have
It's
been
all
part
about
of the
slang,
pussy
Poon.
posse.
He should have been part of the pussy posse.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Leonardo
pussy.
DiCaprio. What were you thinking?
Make an edit.
Reverse,
Okay,
reverse.
reverse. I think those are some good spots for him though.
Yeah. I think Richie, that guy was so sweet as Richie that I don't know where I would want him to be because I wouldn't want to replace any of these people maybe.
Yeah,
But I'm sure we can find a spot for him.
Yeah, he'll still be around.
He could have one
He'll
of
be
those
okay.
little blink and you miss it roles. He could have gotten like a good alien death. Oh, he could have been this was a scene I loved. I loved when Neville and Cedric came home and the alien was on their bed and then they just like push it and then the camera falls away and like you see the whole other wall of their bedroom where you thought you just couldn't see it because the camera was there. That wall doesn't exist and the alien tumbles down to the ground. And Matthew Lillard could have been one of the other people in that apartment building maybe.
Yeah, just a little cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Hot off
just
his,
like, is that Matthew Lillard?
Scream fame, you know?
If they're doing it to Christina Applegate,
they can do it with Maddie. Yeah. Okay. Well, does that bring us to our dumb bitch?
I think it does, but I don't have one singular
There's
strong nomination. But
it's an ensemble cast, so it makes sense that we'd have an ensemble dumb bitch. You know what I mean?
Congress.
It's Congress, but it's also the president, but it's also the
Prezi.
professor. But it's also Martin Short.
It's not the professor. He's too beautiful.
You can be beautiful and stupid, unfortunately.
I know. We who would know that better than the three of us?
The three beautiful
idiots.
That's literally our whole brand, Chelsea.
Yeah, it's literally our whole thing. So yeah, I get that. But we can do no wrong, so neither can Pierce Brosnan.
We would never be the dumb bitches, therefore he can't be the dumb bitch.
Exactly. You see what you're picking up my logic here, my stream here. Yeah, you got it. I feel like it's the president the most, but also, you know, he does not act alone. Martin Short.
The U.S. government, maybe?
The U.S. government. It's how many of the movies in the last month have been the dumb bitch has been the U.S. government? No, it's been like this summer.
I think, Sydney, what are you going to say? Because I'm predicting it, but I don't want to say it for you.
I was going to say the aliens for shooting Rusty the dog.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say, but that is rude of them.
They shouldn't have done that. They really.
I was going to say, yes, the U.S. government is dumb bitch in this movie, like it has been multiple times this summer. But also, the French government is dumb too, because Maurice sees America get exploded and is like, no, 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 no. It was just a misunderstanding. We actually did peace talks. So like, governments left and right are dumb bitching it up in this film.
They actually wouldn't do it to us.
I think, unfortunately, the answer is humankind is the dumb bitch.
Humanity. It's just like Barbara said in the beginning. We're taking advantage of the earth, blah, blah, blah. We're capitalism, greed, etc. She called it out, and then the world was almost destroyed as we knew it.
Oh, the humanities.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. It's humankind. All right, that brings us to our knives out of 5s. So, what do you mean this was a flop? I am aghast. I am furious. Rage, rage, rage. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to preamble a little that I don't really research like how the movie was received when it came out, just for the record. Like the only information I have is IMDb rating and Rotten Tomatoes, and then I just kind of speculate. Yeah, and then sometimes you go, what? That's crazy. I thought it did really well at the box office. And then I go, oh, well, that's not really my business. But Sydney said earlier that it was kind of a box office flop. And I think the numbers do support that. On IMDb, this movie got a 6.4 out of 10. So not terrible, but really not great. And then it did worse on Rotten Tomatoes. So it got 56% rotten from critics on Rotten Tomatoes and 53% rotten from audiences on Rotten Tomatoes. But do you know what it did get? It did get a little critical acclaim at the 1997 MTV Movie Awards, where it was nominated for Best Fight between Byron Williams, heavyweight champion of the world, and the alien. So
amazing.
Good.
That's
what
amazing.
better honor could you really want?
No,
I don't think they won, but they did get nominated, and that's actually the better honor than winning. I think
it's
probably.
A great honor. It's a great honor. Byron deserves that.
It's like how you don't want to win America's Next Top Model or American Idol, because then you're like locked into like maybe a slightly predatory contract. Yeah, you want to come in second place so that you have your choice of contracts after the show ends.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing.
Well, I'm going to kick it off. 5 out of 5 knives. 5 out of 5 knives. I wouldn't change a thing. Okay, maybe we could do without the like several racially charged and like transphobic maybe comments. Let's do without those. But other than that, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. Everyone slaps. Every person you've ever heard of is in this movie. Every single one. There's not one person that exists that's not in this film. Ask another question. Ray J's in it.
There
you go.
If Ray J's in this, who
Ray
else?
J is fucking in it. Are you kidding me? There's no one else.
And Ray J has a bigger role than Jack Black and Christina Applegate.
Yeah, he does. Oh my god. And I don't know. I was just laughing my ass off the whole time. It's so funny. The jokes are smart and dumb at the same time. Perfect for me. Perfect. I wish there were more practical effects. It would be like 6 knives out of 5 if they had done the fucking claymation stop motion shit. That would have changed my life. That would have changed everything for me. But we can't have it all. And we got stupid CGI instead, and that's fine. But yeah, I love this movie so much. It gave me Indian Love Call by Slim Whitman, which just listen to that song and think about it. Think about how weird of a song it is. It's so beautiful. There's many weird yodel songs like that out there for you if you are so interested. This is a gateway drug into oldie time Western songs. And let me say to you that you should enter that void. It is great. Join me there. Anyway, 5 out of 5.
I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I wish it was just like a little bit shorter and like
I do feel that
a smidge more plot.
Yeah, it was like an hour 40, an hour 45, and it was a lot of just explosions for much of that movie. So they could have trimmed that a little. They could have used that time to do something beyond the explosions. But I totally hear you.
But I still have a great time. It's fun to rewatch. It's so good. I can't wait to show my future children this one day and be like, this is the kind of shit that your grandparents let me watch as a child, and that's why I have brain rot. Okay, like,
And that's what I'm doing to you right now.
If I have a
If I had-
child, I will rot their brain with this for sure, 100%. First
100%.
moment one.
Immediate brain rot.
Yeah, I'm feeling the 4 knives out of 5, though. I think that's just about where I am too. Because like Sydney said, could be a little shorter, could have a little more going on, but it is a lot of fun. It is, Monica said that, I think, like, it really just, the point of the movie is not to say something so much as it is to just be fun. I do think they have fun poking at the American government and the American government process, and like they walk through Congress and the guy addresses them as like ladies and gentlemen, but you maybe see like one lady maybe, and it's like she's really easy to miss. And then they have the government going straight to nukes, but also being like, oh, I don't know, and then them being like, ugh, fucking liberals. And like, I just think they were having a good time. I loved the moment when they slap down the newspapers, and the first one is like the New York Tribune, and it looks like a very nice headline, and then the next one is the New York Post, and it's just like Martians, and it just
I thought
shouts
that
at
was
you.
so funny. And I love that SJP was reading the New York Post one and Michael J. Parks was reading the other one.
Yes, I just love their little rivalry and stuff. Also, I just think the Nancy Reagan chandelier joke, they were just having a lot of fun in this movie, and I had a lot of fun watching this movie. So I think 4 knives out of 5 is a great place to be.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh, okay. Well, that's it for Mars Attacks. But you can watch it every day of your life, like maybe I will. You can definitely listen to Indian Love Call by Slim Whitman every day of your life. So
You
keep that
should
in
do
mind.
that.
You should do that. I'm gonna listen to it immediately after we finish recording. But Alien Week continues next week, and we are doing a Monica origin story movie. This is a movie that we all went on Ken Sledge's what is it called, Sledgehammer Horror, his podcast on YouTube, and shared our first horror movies. And my very first horror movie was Signs by M. Night, and I'm not gonna say his last
Shyamalama.
name.
M.
I don't
Night
have it pulled
Shyamalan,
up,
what a
so I
star.
don't want to mess it up right now. But Signs is one of my all-time favorite movies. I've rewatched it a bunch of times. It's not nearly as scary as I thought it was when I saw it when I was a child, but it is an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to do Signs too, because when we were talking to you last week, we promised little green men. We've given you the little men on this one, and now we got to give you the green guys on our next episode.
Oh yeah, I have special earrings for next episode, and I'm really excited to wear them. Also, I thought when you said that, you said I'm excited for Signs 2, and I was like, Signs 2? We're not doing Signs 2. Like the
Was
thought
there a
of
Signs
Signs 2? No,
Signs
the
the
thought of
sequel.
Signs 2 is like a
Signs, more
fucking
signs.
abomination. That's an abominable thought. That makes me so filled with
You
rage.
thought there were signs the first time. Wait until you see more signs this time.
More you saw those crop circles? You won't believe your eyes. But yeah, this is like the OG spooky movie of my life. This started me on my alien journey that has brought me to this point where I'm wearing these glasses upside down and I look like a fucking idiot. So it's very formative. So yeah, thank you again, Chelsea, for creating Alien Month just so I can do Signs. That's
You're
not why
welcome.
you chose it, but that's why
I
I've
put it on there
decided
to
that you
convince
chose
you.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
hooked
How do
Monica.
I get Monica
This
in
is how
on this
she
idea?
manipulated me into doing
And
this,
it
and I
worked.
would have been down
Yay!
already. I would have been down already. You know that I would have been down already. But anyway, so a lot of exciting things to come. But now it's time to talk about what our poll question is. We have to make it up right now. Some thoughts on it.
Would you
Oh,
rather
yeah.
be a tiny dog head on a sexy lady body, or a sexy lady head on a tiny
dog body.
That's so good.
That's a great one.
That's perfect. Done in one. Amazing. That's really good. It really gets you thinking. So
The commentary question where you can open response can be
yeah, Yeah, and you can respond in whatever way you see fit. Of course, only in the language of the Martians.
Yes, yes.
Or if you want to write in what that meant, what the question you think we are asking is as your response, that's a good one too. You can do your translation of the Martian language. But also you could just write ack in a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts as well. And we would really like to see that. You could be even saying something mean as long as it's 5-star
As long
review.
as it's ack.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
We'll
You can
or
get out
we
some
will,
aggression you
but-
have towards us in a language we'll never understand, but still it has to be with a 5-star review. That's the whole thing. Also, we're still so close to 100 ratings on Spotify, so get us there. Come on. Also follow us on social media. We're at spooky_Tuesday on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And we're getting up there with YouTube subscribers too. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Do it for me. And also we are on Tumblr and Facebook. I forgot what Facebook was called for a second. Actually, Meta.
It's
We're on
called
Meta. Yeah, that's called Meta. And it's Spooky Tuesday Pod. What if I started calling Twitter X? What if I did that?
Yeah, we're
I'm
on
not going to.
X now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on X now.
Blaze
no, I would
your
never.
glory. What did he say? Was that?
I hate what you. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't want to know. That sounds horrible.
No more information, please. Yeah.
No. We're also on Letterboxd at Spooky Tuesday. And as I always say, thank you for listening. See you next Tuesday.
Bye, spookies. Ack, 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 ack. Ack, ack, ack.
I want the people to know that they still have 2 out of 3 branches of the government working for them, and that ain't bad.
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Haidt, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Captain Tamara, and our podcast art is by Mary Murphy, who you can find on Instagram at the_moon_OMG.